If you're preparing for the U.S. citizenship test in 2026, you've probably seen two completely different study lists online. One has 100 questions, the other has 128 questions. So which one are you actually supposed to study? Here's the important part. Your interview date does not decide your test. Your N400 filing date does. USCIS began implementing the newer 2025 naturalization civics test for applicants filing Form N400 on October 20, 2025. If you filed your N400 before October 20, 2025, you take the older 2008 civics test. If you filed your N400 on October 20, 2025 or later, you take the newer 2025 civics test. That means two people interviewing for citizenship in 2026 could be studying different tests. Now here's where the difference gets bigger. On the older 2008 test, there are 100 possible civics questions to study. During the oral civics test, the USCIS officer asks up to 10 questions, and you need at least 6 correct answers to pass. On the newer 2025 test, the study pool increases to 128 questions. The officer can ask up to 20 questions, and you need 12 correct answers to pass. And this is where a lot of people get confused. The new test does not mean USCIS asks you all 128 questions during your interview. 128 is the question bank you study from. For the new test, the officer asks up to 20 questions from that bank. So you have more material to prepare, but you are not sitting through a 128-question citizenship interview. So how do you check which test applies to you? Don't guess based on when your biometrics happened. Don't use the date of your citizenship interview. And don't simply download the first study video you find online. Check when you filed Form N400. Filed before October 20, 2025, study the 100-question 2008 test. Filed October 20, 2025 or later, study the 128-question 2025 test. And remember, we're talking specifically about the civics portion of naturalization. During the naturalization interview, USCIS also tests English for most applicants, including speaking, reading, and writing, unless an exemption or waiver applies. There are also special rules for some applicants based on age, years as a permanent resident, or qualifying disabilities. We'll cover those separately instead of mixing every exception into one video. So here's the rule one final time. Filed your N400 before October 20, 2025? Study the 100-question 2008 civics test. Filed on or after October 20, 2025? Study the 128-question 2025 civics test. Before you spend weeks memorizing citizenship questions, check your filing date and make sure you're preparing for the right test. Next, we're breaking down what actually happens during the 2026 citizenship interview, including the civics test, English test, and the questions the officer asks about your N400. Subscribe to Visa Dispatch so you don't miss it.